on experience. So it'll be a really interesting little matchup here between the two sides. Keep your eye out for that Nikados Jame head-to-head, because Nikados was dropping 1.65 ratings in that best of 3 yesterday.
Yeah, wasn't having as much success against Simple. So we'll see how he does against Jame. 2 big names. And for OG, it's direct. They're going straight into B. Nikados taking point, but it's Arrozdose that gets the opening kill. Nikados will get the second onto Belchinok. The Flames keep Nota at bay. On to be planted. This looks like a great start for OG.
Yeah, it does, because you've now taken all this space as well. Casello needs to find this kill back on Nikados, and Nota tries to swing to help, and that's when Arrozdose strikes it immediately. And now you're just stuck. You're completely stuck. If you're PARIVISION, you can't get in, and this is all off the good spacing that OG take as soon as they overwhelm Jame. They keep pushing the issue, they keep taking the fights, and in actual fact, Casello is going to get 1 kill, and that's probably it. A brilliant pistol from OG, because it's fast and it's direct.
Fast and furious, and look at the odds. You can see how close these two teams are as well. So expectations for an exciting series are ahead. And OG, that's a very direct round, just straight down the B ramp. You know, sometimes keeping it simple is the answer, isn't it? With scaling off the initial kill as well. Unfortunately, immediately into a little pause. Hopefully not too long. OG, yeah, watching their last couple of games here in the lower run, I think Crizzen has actually been the real standout. Obviously, you mentioned Nikados and his great performance, but Crizzen has been consistent throughout. Which has been brilliant to see. Such a big playmaker on the team. While calling as well, right? Like it's a lot that he provides for this squad. And obviously they're going through that kind of integration phase with these new pieces, with Arrozdose and adamb coming into the team. It does feel like with the sort of roles that they play, they're a bit easier to integrate than maybe making other dramatic changes, because you've still got Spook and Nikados that are kind of continuing to sail on well. But resilience shown from them so far, I think, bodes well for these new additions. And this game here will be a great test as well as to what the depths of this roster look like at this stage.
I'll be honest, I was really upset when Crizzen went to OG, because obviously OG, but like you guys were in a bit of turbulence when Crizzen joined. But it's clear now what's really nice for OG. It really feels like they've got more of an identity now. If they know where they want to go, what they want to do with this team. They're thinking longer term. They're not after just immediate results. And Crizzen is one of the best in-game leaders that we've got in Tier 2. Like, genuinely, I really believe that. I think his calling is phenomenal. And it's a testament by how quickly these guys have bedded in. I think that's a really big influential factor of it. I think the coach as well goes a long way in this. For OG, it's really cool to see the progression of OG, and it's nice that we've escaped sort of the memeing period of OG, and we can start taking them a bit more seriously again. 4 spy for PARIVISION. They had a little look outside pop, didn't see anything. 4 players rotate all the way over to B, but it's the wrong call because the bombs are Ivy.
Yeah, but this still might be a B split, right? With these players here, you've got the options. You can kind of maybe send a player for a feeler. Crizzen can have a little bit of a look, and if he gets this long contact, then they can go back to A. It's actually just going to drop the lurk smoke, so that's going to keep these bodies locked in over here. And then, yeah, you've got the option to split instead into the A bomb site. But the delay in making the maneuver is actually causing this stack to shift.
They got no utility, though, is the issue for PARIVISION. They just have to use Brawn rather than pieces of grenades, and well, that works out quite well. Belchinok will find 2 with the 5-7 immediately. Jame can't follow up on any tags initially, but Nota is now another player here. Between the Nikados and adamb, they're able to overwhelm, but only for a moment. OG gets snapped up by all of these dangerous little crossfires with the pistols, and now Nikados needs to try and clutch. Casello just has his knife out, just for no reason. James starts slinking over towards Connector. Nikados has sort of lost track of him, and that's where James will strike. Casello nearly makes a dangerous move that costs PARIVISION, but ultimately they make the 4 spy work.
Yeah, the problem there is the pop players make the first play, right? Because the pop players element, you feel like they're patient, they're waiting for players to walk into them, which they almost do. But, you know that those close angles are so powerful with the pistols. And from the pop position, you can see that close left kind of coming out from main is clear. You've got 2 players there. It's surprising to me that main doesn't go first. At least cause some sort of distraction. Yeah, successful force fight sets OG back on their butts. Got a force buy and it does not look too pretty. It's an AWP for James.
Respect. Yeah, train, overpass, definite James maps, and it just gets 1D'd as we're talking about it.
Nice AWP.
XD. Spook says, "Oh, Nikados, where are you? I'm going to give you this AWP." Nikados is already sniffing it out. Look at him. He's like, "Oh,
look at his lips.
Got this AWP for me?"
Felt like you were going to bark then.
No.
Oh, the Deagles.
Nice shot. But why is he going alone? Why is Casello going completely alone? It makes no sense. Yeah, sure, he wants to try and catch them as he's seen that the AWP's gone, but why don't you go with a player? That's senseless.
Not over yet with the positioning of Nota in main. Pretty decent. With that rotation moving off towards B, he is the only one over here. Time could still be a slight concern. You imagine OG should be able to get a lot of space here. And, well, Spook will secure it with the kill onto Nota. So, yeah, OG, the force goes back and forth, and that round 2 AWP, round 3 AWP, ends up in OG's hands.
So individual. Look, the James one, he just gets completely destroyed by Spook, which is really nice because Spook was struggling quite a lot in that game against BC Game the other day. But Casello goes completely by himself. Nota's then just left completely hung out to dry. Belchlock and AW get kills on the way out, sure, but this is a disaster. This feels absolutely horrible if you're PARIVISION, because you had such a good opportunity. In fact, AW is not even going to hold on to this AK. That's a free upgrade for Anastoste. OG in with the immediate reply, and Belchlock died.
You got to force back again. You made it work in the round previous, but you think OG will learn from their mistakes. Disaster for PARIVISION. So how that happened, it was the Desert Eagles that got it done. James, the one that gets caught first. The closer of the force buy provides the opening death into the counter force. Oh, you messed up my molly. I think it does.
This is exactly the same buy that aided PARIVISION in winning the follow-up round. They're going to hope that it works out again. One thing that Casello really needs to get out of his game, we've already seen it in 2 of these rounds, is that he will just overextend. He will just swing completely by himself, and it feels a little bit unnecessary at times, and he's just done it again as I'm speaking about it. Friend, you need to chill out.
He's got no chill. It all stars. He's been waiting patiently for a peek. It's not come his way. It's the smoke's thrown out. That is actually going to bring James over. So they will have 2 players. Get in a position where the 5-7 can do some good work. Maybe. Oh, aiming at the angle. James takes advantage of the fact that he has to clear that close left first. So another tag comes through. 2 players low and 1 hits the deck. Prison reduced as well. This can still get very scary. James has found a frag. And they need to find their way into this round. 30 seconds. And James found another. Spook swings on out. James keeps on going. And Prison low HP. The scout strikes for 4. And the force by war continues.
And he gets the AWP. And he gets the AWP right at the very end. I mean, what a round out of Jamie. He is just on a swivel around this bomb train, being such a nuisance. And then what I love is, look, we've just spoken about the fact that Casello keeps overextending. Everyone out of PARIVISION just tucks into these little corners. They're trying to do increments of damage, and it makes that scout just upgrade and evolve itself naturally into an AWP. And they know that Jamer's got the skill set to do it. This is why he is our player to watch. 2-2. Yet again, OG are just reduced. 2 Deegs, 2 Tech 9s. This Hero AK on Nikados, and a lot more direct out of OG. This might just be a B hit immediately.
Yeah, at least with this reinvestment, it's a little healthier with the AK and Galil, so maybe can get something done with it, but James is going to be here to greet them should they commit to this B bomb site. Crizin is going to try and sell something over at A. I'll just say doing the same in pop, but as you said, it does feel like that's going to be the play. It's a nice angle.
Yeah. Oh, Belchinok, you little cringer. See the pixel as they come out, and then he can just fall off, drop the incendiary, and protect his AWPer. All in one fell swoop. It's a beautiful angle, really.
Yeah, the only thing is you can't stop them scaling. So if they get close, like adamb is, he can definitely get ahead of whatever Molly Belchinok wants to throw. Actually going to drop it lower as the time starts to tick. The smokes go on over to A, so they're trying to sell it, but James half believes it, but then he still decides to commit. There's no follow through. Oh, now he falls off. Now he falls off because Crizin starts to show face, and the hit comes through. No smoke to get down lower. Not going to matter. They still managed to get the bomb down somehow, and they just keep fighting forward. Spig's got the bomb, and he's charging forward with the Galil, and he's fighting all the frags with his teammate by his side. Who needs to plant the bomb when you get the kills? Well, they do, because time is ticking. Oh, and it could all be ended here. You need to provide the coverage. The deny comes through, but luckily, there's a player on high. Almost caught out by the clock.
Nearly. So very nearly caught out. But what a decision that OG make there. They think, okay, well, no one is directly fighting us, and we imagine they've got a lot of utility. So let's just take the space. It works so well on the pistol. Let's do it right here. Casello tries his best. But unfortunately, just one more player on a different angle of elevation is enough to put him off. Tactical timeout now used because they say, hey, let's not get forced on again. Let's not let the scouts do the damage. Let's not let James have any impact into this round. Can't believe James' timing, because if he just holds the angle for half a second more, he's certainly getting ahead of all of this B play. But Crizin does enough over at A, draws a rotation of the AWP. PARIVISION feeling a little bit jumpy to kickstart train.
Back and forth we go. Do PARIVISION actually force into this? No, they're going to take the full eco. Despite Belchinok going wanting, Jane being a little lackluster, they have a couple of players healthier balances. The deagle purchase kind of eats that a little. And it's just fast, just direct from OG. They charge in. I'll say changes tune. Leaves his teammates deal with that one. Wants to get forward. So OG will have to find their fourth here. So they finally get an easy round.
What a really good start to the map for OG, all things considered. And I just love the directiveness of the approach, especially on these bomb sites. One thing you don't want to let PARIVISION have is time. Obviously, James, the master craftsman when it comes to using every single second on the clock available. So I love the directness. I love the fact that they are just forcing the issue continuously into these players on the B bomb site, not satisfied with the limited control that they've got. Casello finds 3 exits with the Deagle on the way out there. So that is a lot of damage being inflicted, but OG will finally get back-to-back rounds for the first time this game.
Yeah, Deagle pays for itself, so that's not so bad. James AWP comes into play, dropped over by a teammate. A roller coaster to get things started, but OG now start to grow into the lead. We finally get a round where both teams feel like they've actually essentially got the full kit out. Chris is just going to go really quickly out. Full blind, but has managed to get close red. Didn't have any idea that he's in this position. 1-for-1 meanwhile takes place and the swing comes out from Krisen. They're jumping on over each other at the same time. adamb strikes in from Pop Dog. And it's perfection. Caught completely off guard. Surely Belchanok gets seen here, spotted out by Krisen, who will adjust for the frag. AW gets one back surely, but that's all he's going to be allowed.
Structure is so good out of OG. They've just got such a clear intent of rounds they want to do. And again, this harkens back to how good of an in-game leader Krisen is, because he's not afraid to take the space by himself. And that round actually reminds me an awful lot. I know Mao's NXT didn't play Train, but that is a very Mao's NXT round where you run something incredibly fast and everyone's on the same page about what they want to be doing. The split is set up successfully where you've got Krisen and adamb peaking at the same time, just by the virtue of the timing. That is a well-choreographed routine that they've been running in scrims. PARIVISION now back down to their favorite guns. This is the only rounds where they can win. These Deagles, these 5-7s, and again, it starts off with a player advantage.
Yeah, Krisen will look to alleviate that. No assist on that kill, so you know one more player hanging close to red. I love James as like a min-maxer. He just gets the deagle off noted there. It's like, sorry, you've got like 15 HP. Pass on over, please. You may not appreciate some of his slower style of CS at times, but his ideology when it comes to the game is very, very nice.
They're getting kills again.
No.
It's a 3v2. There's 45 seconds left. The bomb is sort of stuck on Krisen a little bit. Starting to get a little bit worrying now. Oh, it's starting to get really worrying. They're doing it again. adamb, last player standing. Belchanok low, but the burden of the clock is even lower. James will, of course, secure that kill. He's scavenged an AWP.
This is the same AWP, I think, that he bought in round 3.
They can only win rounds on 5-7s and Deagles.
What is going on? Just look at the HP. Then everyone just dies. It's that kill AW gets that makes a big difference. And they're just stuck in really uncomfortable positions.
All right, if you're PARIVISION, you do not want to blunder this one. And Belchanok says, don't worry. I'll get rid of Krisen quite early. Flashbang, very good. Oh, Nikados. James jumping, toying. It's temptation for Nikados. And now he's seen the AWP move back and skirt into the bomb site. James will follow through. And alongside his smoke, Belchanok can combine to produce a deadly defense on this B bomb site. PARIVISION, despite having monetary woes after monetary woes, not only do they break OG's bank, they bring this to within equalizing things.
Yeah, 4 rounds and only one of them was a full gun round is actually crazy. Love the way James played that as well. Spamming that crossing player to save his teammate's life. OG have to eco.
Don't do it to him.
No, not on the eco. If there was decals, I believe.
How many kills can AW get? That's now the next big question. He waits patiently. And currently, the total is none. Lovely little jump out of Krisen's just to offset the crosshair. James, of course, is going to chime in with another. And Nota wouldn't mind some confidence kills either. While Spook recovers an M4, Nikodos is being a little bit annoying. And he's actually going to remove Nota at long range with the Glock. Meanwhile, his teammate gets reduced to absolutely nothing. And this round should be chalked up to a PARIVISION victory. There we go. Nice little fake out on the audio.
Yeah, make him take that step straight into your crosshair. All right, we are tied up 5 apiece. Glock's dealt with. A couple of casualties. No orb for OG side. Yeah, Ivy always feels like a good place to go when you've got Glocks. Half-fire pistols.
Another round in which they then get a bomb plant, which means another round in which the Nikodos doesn't have the AWP. Sure, he's very proficient on the rifle, but you would love a sniper just to rival James, who feels like he's had it every single round in this half, pretty much. It's the go here for OG. They've just dropped their A smokes. Nota has just blocked them coming out of pop, but Arasdose doesn't bend the knee, and suddenly they get completely sandwiched. James will at least find one back. Another break on the smoke provides a new angle between him and Belchenok. They're not able to do anything, and now they're stuck.
I'm so uncomfortable for what Nota, I think it was, at close main. So many players coming his way with back turns. Speaking of, he's got his knife out. Nikodos. Hey, you're giving them the way in. Belchenok's clearing. They have the kits. Just got to find these players. A smoke currently providing some coverage. Belchenok goes on over. Spam doesn't quite hit the mark, but he's aware. He's aware, and he hits the shot. And now you can just stick this bomb. Surely, James can make sure. Oh no, there's a smoke, but it doesn't matter. Belchenok finds the kill anyway. Nikodos, what doing?
He wanted to hunt, and James also wanted to go all the way around the world, and they just sort of meet. To be honest, it's not really his fault. Like, why would he anticipate James to be top B halls? I don't know, maybe he could pull his gun out a little bit faster. But at this point, Belchenok's getting all the kills. He says to James, I'm sticking the bomb. Are you going to come through the smoke and trade me? And James like, nah, I'm just going to spam it.
James is not there.
Belchenok says, fine, I'll do it myself. 6-5 from out of nowhere. That should have been an OG round through and through. To be honest, like many of them in this half, but PARIVISION have been finding a way to win. He elects to have the same setup here, PARIVISION, with the deep A main control. With the smoke now over at Pop, Nota is lining himself up on the floor so you can see shadows, and so he can also not be presenting to A main.
What that's all about. Just a bit shy, really, just staring at the floor. Oh, don't peek me, I'm nervous. I think they might be peeking him. Orp is pretty committed over at B right now, up at Oil. Doing a second layering of utility. Prison trying to edge around and find a timing. Good flashbang to set him up, but trade does come through. James starts to rotate. They're actually giving the bomb into B. He falls off the line as they come through. We'll get the kill, but the bomb goes down. Meanwhile, his teammates causing chaos over on the other bomb side. Nikodos is at E-box.
Oh no, they think it's
being here. No, they don't, surely, because Belchenok's on the bomb site. They know it's B. They just want to deal with him.
Fine. Oh, adamb, though, he's got the timing. He's right behind them, and he's waiting. He wants to try and get both of them. The penny, oh, it's going to drop for Belchenok. He turns around on the swivel, and James says, right, I'm just going to stick this now. And adamb has got no chance. James will go for the full stick. PARIVISION, through sheer determination, are going to end the half 7-5.
Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of ain't it Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could light the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life.
Damn, guys, we almost had this.
Thank God it's over.
Bored of endless matchmaking? Take your first step towards ECL, experiencing real strategies against teams of your skill. Learn more at fce.gg/ECL.
A defuse in their face to end the half, and this one starts the same way the pistol did in round 1, with a lot of action at B, but not the full commitment from PARIVISION. They're content to get 2. See where they want to go from there. 2 players from the CTs are on B still. Spook out towards Ivy.
It's never the full commitment from PARIVISION. That is something that you come to learn when you play them. When James been around the block as long as he has. They've still got the utility to further commit in towards B. Casello with a little jiggle, a tiny bit of shoulder, just confirms, okay, there is one player directly in close proximity to this bomb site. adamb yet to reveal himself, so 2 strong on B. Fake smoke goes towards A, and that draws the rotation over bomb. Again, stationary. No one's made a decision yet, and there's 45 seconds.
It's one of those things where if it's like me, I'm in like, you know, face it or whatever, I'm like, this isn't a major, guys. We're 5 on 3. Like, why? What are we doing? Spook will spot them out, and James gets that trade. adamb moves over, and he'll spot one with the bomb, but the shots aren't connecting. That one will. Nice tap. And he's still staying alive. Maybe a chance to get some more. Feels like he needs to. And he'll swing on to James. Trade comes in. Kristen slides out. He wasn't spotted. Now maybe he has a chance to deny this round. I'm not committed though. And time, an issue being planted. Kristen can't stop this. He can't. He'll try. But the bomb does go down. He gets the kill. It's the 1v1. Smoke onto the bomb. Frustrating. That gun's got less bullets than the one he dropped. He comes up and over, and the close will come through. I got a little scary considering the way it started.
Really scary because, again, 5 on 3. And by the virtue of actually playing it a bit slow there towards the end, you give OG ways back in. I think adamb and Kristen do an immaculate job, to be honest, of just staying alive. The fact that adamb is able to get 2 kills there. But it's this consistent pause, and it's this slow, deliberate, methodical approach from PARIVISION. But if you're at that point where you're out A, and you've got players that are in B halls, why do you not try and go through connector? Why do you not try and go for that flank play if no one's seen you? Questionable, but hey, it works out. And now a fast play straight in towards the B bomb site. Krisen has got 1 kill and a dink with just a USP.
Not bad at all. From the Chrysler. Can we...
Can we make that canon?
Just came to me in a dream.
Don't know how I feel about it coming to you in a dream.
I dream OG, hashtag x.com, get everything out.
Chrysler.
Wait. The Arizla doesn't quite work. It's got the Z though. Nice.
Oh yeah, so much damage. Any more spook?
God, they gave him a chance.
Did he die? No. Okay. It sounded like a death noise, but I guess that's the coach dying at the start of the round. So Cello will hold on. He has 107 ADR, despite him getting a little bit too big for his boots in some of these early rounds. He still steps up in a big way for his team. James, additionally, also on 15 kills. It's all going in the right direction for PARIVISION. OG, I feel a little bit hard done by in some of these rounds.
Some of them, a whole lot of them, I would say. In a rough heat. Just seeing double layering on this B defense. No one's actually watching upper, so Noda can just go on out. He'll now be spotted. Misses his chance too. Nika does. Remove him, and the flames don't do too much. Spook's also on this push on the flank. Now he might get caught because you can see there's flanks on flanks in upper B. We're on 3 in the retake.
He's going to get caught, I think. Oh no, Casello is acutely aware that Spook is here. Okay, Belchanok finds one more, and Casello will catch out that player in Spook. Now it gets difficult because this is a one-dimensional retake. You haven't really got the money to facilitate this. No one's giving up a fight. Belchanok swings just behind another train. This piece of corrugated metal just keeps him safe, and that allows Casello to move all the way forward to swing at heavens. And it's good heavens for OG, because yet again, they come out of this round with absolutely nothing. Their money is blown to bits. PARIVISION now doubled the score lead. It felt like OG were in control. And then suddenly you look up the score line, and it's a nightmare. You're 10-5 down.
That one's crazy because they're in the man advantage, but the flank from Casello, I really struggle with keeping that in my mind. His that flank timing was brilliant. He could have just kept going, but he's so locked in that someone's going to come up here, and as soon as Spook falls, the entire retake just falls to pieces. Because sure, you had the player advantage before that, but now you don't have the position. PARIVISION just fight their way to hold on to the bomb site. So some big rounds that you feel like OG had the advantage with pretty much 9 times out of 10. It's that 1/1000th that James has been able to somehow finesse with his squad every time.
You can say Zelio, but Trav told me it was Casello. So if I'm wrong, I'll blame Trav. But then don't blame Trav because he's so cute.
Okay, he's any old guy.
Ota has just made sure that the molly was definitely working. He's taken 50 damage in his own piece of util.
He's trying to play on hard mode, I think.
They already were doing that. They won their first 3 rounds just with Deegs.
All right. It's a nice little spot that he's found there. Somehow the flames don't spread.
Unfortunately, the spot is going to be completely redundant because PARIVISION have just made their way out A, and it's completely open for the taking. Krisen on a big flank, but guess who's holding? AW.
Attack on B doesn't do too much. This Hero M4 has gone on an adventure, but as you mentioned, held. And a bit of an offie too, so Crizin should just walk straight into this, and AW will collect him. The famous adamb CZ always feels good for one, but not this time. $11-5, PARIVISION. This is OG's map pick. Keep that in mind. Scoreline does look damning. There's so many asterisks on it, but at the end of the day, all that really matters is the number at the top of the board.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, this is one of PARIVISION's quote-unquote weaker maps. The fact that they've been able to come out swinging on the T side is impressive. I mean, look at the names on the team: Nota, AW, Belchanok. Like, there's no doubt that this team is going to be very attack-minded, and the CT side is sometimes going to falter. But that's where Jame and Dastan come in with their structure. I think it would be a really good sign, actually, if PARIVISION had a game where they sort of just completely dismantle OG and it isn't this sort of close affair. I don't want to write them off, but I think for the current standings in the season, this would be a good notch on the belt if PARIVISION are able to take this and take it cleanly.
Great flash forces the ult back. Won't dissuade him. Okay, no, he will fall off. Considering going back in for that, but no. Slow and steady start for PARIVISION. Now some utility will move out. The pop players in position. All position from Spook could be problematic. Crizin looking to take some contact off that. Swing hasn't come just yet. Nice molly to get behind E-Box. I like that a lot. Crizin fights forward trying to bait out the swing. He'll get it, but it's not from the player he wanted. Spook slides in to try and maybe fill that position. Doss as well on the line, but Flashbang's constantly the bane of his round. And now the swing comes out from every direction at once. You couldn't have choreographed that better. You could also break the smoke. That'll line up a player somehow and misses. I believe the cricketing term is between the wickets, but at least Adotse spams out one, and he will find that kill on main, but it's only onto the Portuguese new addition. He needs to find both of these first. Off it, and second closed. So something for OG. They break through. CT gets started.
They knew he was there, and Belchanok just runs out of ammo. Decides to stick the reload, and James says, don't worry, I'll cover you. To be honest with you, look, if PARIVISION had won that round, it would have been laughable, because there were so many opportunities where Nikodos should have had a couple. There should have been these good trades coming out of Spook, but at every moment, it just feels like at times OG are getting rather unfortunate. Adotse crafts up something pretty spectacular for OG, gives them a little bit of life in the second half, gives them their first round on the board in this second half. PARIVISION forced to use 30 seconds just to breathe. So they got to be thinking, that was a bit scrappy, but given the opportunities they were given, they should have closed that pretty convincingly.
PARIVISION, one of the rare teams that will take that 30 seconds. You know, Jame runs a tight ship when it comes to the comms. Huh. Okay, so that's to stop the fast swing. Flames as well. It's a lot of util that Belchanok has to expend just to get that space by himself, but price you pay, and well, all of that expended just to fall to the AWP. Anyway, Nikodos not flashed off this time. Will finally get that opening kill he's been dying for.
Now DP main control established. You can just leave Spook here. Crizin can rotate off after being dropped off all of Spook's utility. PARIVISION go B. They're walking into two players. But that's where the bombs move into. AW and Casello having a little bit of a look. Adotse shouldn't be swinging this line, but he is on a nice little off angle just in case PARIVISION head this way. And they are.
Feels good for OG. Rotations are pretty far away. That's the only downside to this setup. with player advantage, as long as they trade relatively even, should be in an okay position. Look at the space OG are taking now. This ward will allow Spook to rotate quickly, but the kills don't go their way. Oh no, it's a disaster. Everything looked good for them. They get the third player over, and you can see the 3 X's on the map. And Brandon, you know what X's aren't there? Yellow ones. PARIVISION completely waltz into B without a single casualty.
After how sharp adamb was in that 1v2 clutch, I thought he was at least going to get 1 kill, and then Nikados is just wide of the mark. It feels like he's over-flicking some of these players. He's expecting them to be a lot more wider than they are, and then that just allows James the opportunity to get on the angle. Easy kill for him. PARIVISION go up to 12. 6 chances to take away OG's map pick. And then you go on to Mirage. Then you go on to one of PARIVISION's best. And considering how sharp the majority of them are looking, considering how good both Casello and Belchanok look, I'm really worried for OG right now.
Good to take OG's map pick right now. The investment to try and stop it is 2 M4s, 2 FAMASs. 3, in fact. Last timeout used from OG to try and stop the relentless run that is PARIVISION. That was with the opening kill and their whole stack there. James Children, pretty powerful.
Triple FAMAS, a couple of M4s. Oh, doesn't feel good, Brev. He could also no utility. Just the early combo of nades. Nikados wanted to force the issue, and he gets met with just a lot of util. That one does miss. That molly thrown did not go as intended. Krizen now wants to try and search and grab a kill back, and he can't do it. The FAMAS betrays. 99 damage to Casello, but he only needs 1 bullet straight to the head. There are still 2 players remaining on this B bomb site, but adamb has missed the timing. Belchanok just destroyed him, and then Belchanok follows through on Spook. This one's done. Wrap it up.
Well, adamb 1v5. I mean, no. Belchanok, a got kill to close, and PARIVISION, despite how this map started, it just closes with a whimper for OG. They run over them just a single round on that CT side that OG can post up. Fun back and forth to get things started, but as soon as PARIVISION broke away from OG, they never slowed down.
The fact that you've got, what, two of these rounds for PARIVISION that they collected was just off pure, I mean, scout brilliance from Jame. But then Deagle's 5.7s, they completely sideswiped OG, and from there they never looked back really, only dropped the ball on a couple of occasions, but when it swaps to the T side, the biggest thing here is control, and PARIVISION just exude control all throughout the map. Every single fight is just on their terms consistently on this T side, and it's just really difficult and damning about how convincing some of these rounds have looked for PARIVISION. Just even those little timings right in that last round with adamb having a look at the angle, and suddenly sort of dynamic, obviously, between Nikados just saying, look, he's going to be the guy to do it here. It's just also about the prioritization of the AWP for OG, because if you notice, obviously, Jame, he is number 1 AWPer. He will have it whenever he pleases. He even bought it over his scout after they won the rounds where PARIVISION forced in. They couldn't really afford the economy. He prioritized it. I barely saw Nikados on the AWP on train, and the rounds he did have didn't really feel much impact. So let's see what he can bring. Hopefully it's a lot different here on Mirage. We can finally get into the action. On being top mids with PARIVISION starting to make their way down in towards the underpass. It's once again slow, and OG have got a big stack on A.
Yeah, Belchanok's hanging out over there. But they've kind of got options everywhere. So perhaps it's about seeing what they can find. James sees a player. He just shows a little bit of arm, doesn't re-peek. Doesn't give that fight to Nikodos. He'll just leave. Just shift walk his way out of there.
See one player in Crizzen is immediately rotated over towards window with the smoke and the kit. Volley now goes in the window. That gives space for Casello just start to move in towards middle. It's again slow, deliberate from PARIVISION, and OG are left guessing. Yeah, Crizzen feels so uncomfortable right now. Here comes this swing in towards short. Aristotle removed immediately by AW. adamb needs to hold this crossfire alongside Crizzen, and well, they've done a fantastic job. You still don't know about this player locked in the bomb site, but it might not even matter. All the kills come in favor for OG and PARIVISION. It feels like they're trying to do too much in that round.
Yeah, and OG just didn't really need to budge their A players. Even with the short player falling down, they still have enough support going on that it's not really any issue to deal with PARIVISION's play. So sure, they lose that first pick, but OG ready to receive them across the board after this. And a really nice shot on Belschnock trying to punish the player that had dropped down. Good round from Crizzen as well. 4 M4 A1Ss immediately coming out. With only Glocks in play. It's no problem at all for OG.
He's got the MP5.
Seeing a bit too much lately.
Yeah, not going to see anything with it, unfortunately. The M4s should just be cleaning up. And they will.
Now you're going to lose an M4.
Unlucky. Not the end of the world, though, because they keep 3 of them.
Yeah, another one's chopped over as well. MP5 never revealed, so still got that little trap card.
Yeah.
It's a silent round because all the guns CTs have silencers. Nice break. Crizzen sends Jane packing, but the squad now immediately bursts onto A with all of that aggression. They feel there must be some space here. Nikodos trying to keep them at bay, and now the rotations come. Look at the rotations. They're just running out. Sprint charges them down. AW will line up 2 more. Okay, he's finding a few, but he's the only one standing. So 3 fall to him, but it is OG putting the pace on.
Yeah, I love that. And look, they had to react in that way. Shout out Nikodos, because Nikodos just gives a little bit of a jiggle over towards jungle, but he never fully commits to the fight. And that's enough to slow PARIVISION down for those rotates to get there. And for OG, it is very direct. It is very precise. 3, 2, 1. We're just going to go through these smokes and go over the top of stairs. It works out brilliantly. Nice shots from AW, who currently doesn't have a gun. Does he still not have a gun? Okay, he got 3 kills in that round, and he dropped Jame an AK.
That's the way it works when you're on a team with Jame.
Shout out Sanji one time.
Someone's got to be the Sanji.
Oh, it was worth it.
Yeah.
Jame will get rid of Nikodos.
He just walked in.
They're going to burst onto B at a moment's notice. Aristotle moving over. Jame. Oh, seen, but not dispatched of just yet. And that's going to be the activation for them to swing out. They know that these players are over towards short. And between Noter and Belschnock, they're able to remove them. B bomb site compromised.
Jame gets away too. You can see they're taking shots at him, but he escapes. Cheeky little round put together off the back of Jame being given that hero AK. Finds his kill, and there's just no response to him. He's allowed to walk around in middle, all by his lonesome. Poke his head up into short. And he even gets away with his life. As soon as you get that kill, Feel all right, that's going to cause the CTs to shift. You now take this space. Some great shots with the pistols to secure PARIVISION's first round.
Good little gimmick.
Terrorists win.
And they don't go until James says so. And as soon as James takes that contact, as he jumps up on the bench, takes another shot, and then gets dinked, hear the player in towards window. He springs the trap. Warp out for Nikados. Still can't afford one yet for James. And Nota has just been sent out on a mission to take mid control, and then he realizes quite quickly that nobody's there.
PARIVISION looks set on continuing to put this pressure on at B. James just making sure no one's pushed through spot. Silent across the map, OG fall into a fairly standard defensive setup. It will mean rotations are fairly far away from this B bomb site, so the two players present need to hold. Say drops the HE, good damage. Now the flashes come through, loses his support in short, and Nota's lurk up through middle. It comes at the perfect time. So they need to deal with this B defender, and he's holding on, but Nota spams him through the edge of that smoke. Nikados arrives. Been given too much yet, trying to peek around. If he could go an extra inch, he might have found that kill, but not gonna happen. Now he's spotted, James deals with him. Sees that all fire off too, and I think he wants to get his hands on it. adamb has to save PARIVISION back to back.
Like a moth to a flame, James with that AWP. He's immediately going over there to scoop it up. And a nice little variation of a very similar round where you've got the B exec this time. You haven't just got a pop out of the apartments, but you've also got Nota dropping 2 smokes in between connector, window. And from his early fights, or lack thereof, when he got flashed out top mid by James, he knows that he's probably got the room to maneuver here. And yet again, by him getting this kill, it doesn't drag the short players out. It instead goes the other way, and it gives him the leverage to be able to kill the player in towards connector. Then he can activate as that late round player. James the master puppeteer. OG now calling for a 30-second breather because they're being pushed and pulled around this map. And they're not very happy about it.
Yeah, I feel like on train we saw it, the same thing we're seeing here, where there isn't a lot of proactivity in the space taking. On train, you can forgive it a bit just because CTs have an inherent advantage with the rotations, but on Mirage, you kind of would like to see a little bit more, you know, some of the pushes down the ramp, for instance, or callus control, setups into apps, but it often falls in that 2-3 setup for OG.
I thought James didn't have the AWP at the end. I thought he didn't go and pick it up because he was only wielding the Tech 9. I was thinking this is real min-maxing out of him, but no. It was on the floor, now in his arms. Yet again, PARIVISION are just creating this conditioning. Oh, B was so easy, and now you've got no utility. Now you've got no weapons. It's an easy one for Casello. And yet again, PARIVISION, they are targeting this B bomb site, and they've got it 3 times out of 3.
Seller. We go hunting. adamb's boosted to try and make sure that they can't get out.
They've even smoked off TV route.
No hunting allowed for you, Spook. And no funny business. Tied up 3-3.
Terrorists win.
That one was just that saved rifle, so not expecting too much out of it. Have the option for the AWP here now. They can be dropped over from adamb, but won't be. It doesn't look like it. So instead, it will just be rifles across the board. Bit more control. Well, that's unlucky. Well, lucky for Spook.
Well, finally, they've been spamming that every single round. That's the first time they've actually had purchase on it. Look at James. He's just up middle. Smoke will land in his face. Spook now starts to detect that there could be a threat. No eyes really on connector here for OG. They almost allow him, PARIVISION, to have all of this space, and they'll graciously oblige. Prison nearly gets removed, but it's adamb that swings in for a double kill. Belchenok really wants to try and trade out his teammates, but he can't manage it, and James, he's taking the long route, the scenic scene to Palace.
Tough for him. Belchenok for the moment to strike. Flames annoying, and James will go down after the kill. Molotov really a pain in the butt. adamb also cooking. Belchenok, if you can do some more damage here, that'd be nice. Spray turns into the taps and he connects it. Is there a chance here for him? No, not with the reload. Surely not. No, adamb will make sure. 3 in the round. A great hold on this A bomb site. When it looks a little precocious, there was that space there with the 3 players towards B. You mentioned Con. Krisen's getting spooked, getting pushed back. He was low HP. adamb stands tall, delivers, swings from ticket, and makes sure that nothing gets out of hand.
Yeah, really important that adamb is able to swing off the contact there for Krisen to bail him out. Because the minute the PARIVISION have got jungle is the minute that round is going to fall apart. Because then your B rotates can't successfully come over without wasting further time. So a good moment for OG. They're able to battle back in. James gone with an AK rather than an AWP, and he's got the money to do it, so I think this is going to be quite quick. They're going to do it again. They're going to go for this A split, but they're going to do it on a faster tempo. Only a couple of players this time in towards mid for PARIVISION. Prison will recycle the smoke, but he's got to be careful because now he's put himself into a corner.
Spook starts to move over. Not so much this 3B setup anymore. The extra play from mid moves back over. James going to join up with the squad in the apartments. Oh, so Palace Pop is the play. Late lurk from Nota. Timing could be good here as Spook moves back into CT. adamb repositioning, but they're not going yet. So these players will get into the new positions that they're seeking. adamb behind default. Continues to edge forward. Nota a bit caught up by Krisen. Spook falls, but adamb managed to get into that spot and finds 2 from it. An overperformance, it feels, from an angle where he has no movement. Gives his team the chance. 2-on-3 for PARIVISION. They take a forward position. A boost. Okay. James can move a little bit further forward, looking over the smoke. Sees that utility thrown out by Krisen. So exposed to the potential of ticket, and he's worried about it, but AW is helping him out with the kill onto adamb. Now that flash comes, James finally strikes for that kill he was looking for. And Nikodos loud on that jump, now heard scaling out. AW just baiting out the shots. Nikodos hits a no-scope on the James in the meanwhile. Can't hit the second though, needed that one. That was the only way the round was his. So some pretty kills without the right click. But he goes down anyway, so it's all for Nout.
I love the way they play that. Just the immediate boost. James is always holding jungle, and he's got so much trust in AW that AW is going to stand directly on a line where he's not exposed from connector, he's not exposed from jungle. The only thing he has to focus on is CT, and he has to nail the first shot on adamb. NT from Nikados, NT from adamb, a double up in that round where you really do feel like he's done more than enough to facilitate that retake. But a little bit of invention. That is a really creative way to hold that A bomb site down if you're PARIVISION. And now they know with the confirmation of the SMG that the money is not in the greatest state of affairs. Nikados did go down with that bomb as well, so he doesn't have an AWP, it's just a scout. So James is just going to remain on the AK. He's got no utility.
Okay, so it might be lighter weapons, but they've got the players in place. The M4 most importantly, but what's this timing look like? We start just to poke in towards middle. So Kristen's still fairly close by. Feel should be destined to find Nota here. There's just no way Nota wins this fight. And on the elevated angle, no way, no how. Now the smoke lands. And hit becomes telegraphed. PARIVISION. This one's going to be tricky, and I think they realize it. Way in, not presented. Still a little bit of time to reroute, but not a lot.
Means they've got to go under to Con, and you already just know that this is going to be the inevitability. Spook trying to clear all of close mid. He might get caught here, though it could also go the other way. Gun barrel spotted, but heads presented. Spook spray is a little bit laboured, but it allows adamb to get on the angle. Kristen then follows through. OG with limited weaponry. They just stop PARIVISION's initial plan, and then they have no idea what to do next.
Yeah, I was surprised that Nota kind of goes first as well on the lurk, right? You kind of think that the lurk will often be more the second element, but I suppose part of that is that they've had all that space in mid so much and so much success off it that I feel like that success is there when he's walked that far out. Boost up the perfect antidote to it. I want to walk through this. Kristen's on the other side. Maybe a fade is the play. Interesting. James just right-clicked a little smoke there. There's a bit of chaos over at ramp, and yeah, you're not expecting to die there, is Kristen. Meanwhile, they managed to get into the bomb site. Bomb gets planted, and before you know it, this nonsense in connector has nothing to do with the round.
And you still don't know about James. Surprise, he's here.
What a creep.
What a round out of Casello. Really quiet. One of the highest rated players on Mirage for PARIVISION. He comes alive in a big way there. Instant trade onto Kristen. Suddenly they're all on the bomb site. He's able to get that spam kill as well through the smoke at CT. And even trade out Nikados. Arasdose trying his best. Hang on a second. James.
Oh,
James, you've
no.
lost the round.
Bomb has been defused.
Well,
Counter-terrorists win.
that happens sometimes. To be fair, James did that to Nikados on train. But, look at this position.
How do they lose this? 1v3. I mean, it's amazing out of Arasdose. We're just speaking up and talking about Casello. That is a tilter.
Well, should have been the equalizer. It is not. PARIVISION might not even walk away with the round half at this stage. OG the ones that are pulling the fast ones. Arasdose looks to take the deep line. And off the nade, gets a bit of coverage, get his kill and get out.
They love this connector play, don't they? Jame in again. Back lines. adamb has no idea. Prison. Oh, sideswiped. A nasty surprise for the in-game leader of OG. And Jame has also spotted adamb. And you knew the AWP was also over at jungle. As he goes into the crosshair, Jame had a chance, but can't deal with him. A bomb site somewhat taken by PARIVISION, but getting across is going to be another matter. Nikados ahead of the flames. Spook also trying to join him, and now yet again, all of OG are converging on the bomb site. Bomb still not down. In fact, it will just be remaining on the floor whilst Jame finds one kill. I doubt he can get any more, and you can't.
Yeah, good space found, but nice proactive moves from OG. Nikados gets fired at from Jame, but I think he sees him fall off the angle, and then when the flames come through, he just goes ahead of it. All that util comes over, but Nikados stands tall, finds his kill. And also a very nice opening kill over on B. Some of that proactive positioning to get the opening advantage. Forced to pause as, yeah, you can see finances aren't good into this last round. It's going to be a tough one to navigate with what they're going to have.
Well, these were the rounds that they were winning on train, so you don't want to rule them out, but in the same breath, it feels like recycled content from PARIVISION over the last few rounds. Just go into mid, go up and towards con. First 3 rounds were let's go B, let's go B, let's go B, and it was working. Now Nikados wants a piece of the action in towards the apps. No one here, unfortunately for him. And for PARIVISION, they're yet again setting their sights on this A bomb site. Kill for the AK to be on ramp.
Yeah, you feel like Noda's going to have a lot of impact here with this. But entrusted that one rifle. Game's going to try and support him, but not much he can offer. So Nota sent out to lurk. Krisen's going to be ready for this. Luckily, Nota gets back from that HE. Goes in. Oh, nade straight to the back of the head. That stings. Jame picks up the AK. He could still be a factor in this, but only if his teammates can find success, and they don't. It's 8-4 OG, sending PARIVISION packing.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this down. Oh. I can run.
Well, Aros does say won a ridiculous 1v3, and from there things spiraled out of control for PARIVISION, but they were also just doing the same thing over and over and over again, hoping it would work, and guess what? It didn't. They find themselves 8-4 down after winning the T-pistol. Let's see if they can get the CT.
Bomb has been planted. Counter-terrorists win.
I lied. They didn't even get the pistol on T-side. It was OG that started off the map 3-0. But PARIVISION needed that, and they got it. Very smart adjustment just to rotate away from jungle, go all in towards CT. A good trade spacing, some nice shots being hit by Nota as well. And AW knew his job. Get on the bomb immediately, stick that defuse. That's exactly what happens. 3 in the round for Nota.
It's with the bomb plant. OG get the investment. Glils, Mark 10, Deagle.
Jame.
An AWP for Jame. This guy gets so many round 2 AWPs. He's got a money glitch. I'm scared about Nota going on this little adventure. I think he's going to get shot in the side of the head. Oh no, he's got support. Okay. I'm no longer
good.
afraid. He had a buddy. He had the buddy system in play.
That was the force buy out of OG. Didn't really feel like one, did it? That molly should grab a kill. Okay, it doesn't. And Velshnock follows through on Crizin. 5 alive to kickstart this CT side for PARIVISION, and I'm worried that this might shape up a little bit like Train, where OG, they grab like 1 round, and then PARIVISION are just running away with it. Nice cover, as you mentioned, by Casello, by Belchanok. It's that big investment of all the weaponry, the AWP. It's all retained and carried forward. Let's see if PARIVISION can hold off against the Deegs.
Well, if you do it against that full investment, it had a fair bit behind it. Surely the Deagles won't be troublesome. Saw on Train what these Desert Eagles can do. James never revealed the AWP in the previous round. Hasn't yet in this one, but I think he will get the chance as they start to move out on A, trying to get this bomb down. Belchanok need to deny that, or maybe it will just be James that does. So the chance to skirt across and sneak. Little plant is denied by James. We'll be within 1 in a moment. Another flawless round would do nicely for the CT economy.
Yeah, they're building. And very much like I said on Train and the start of Mirage, like I worry about who like the dedicated entry is here for OG. Who's going to be the player to step up in a big way for this team? Crisin's got over 100 ADR so far. Now on the gun round, he needs to cook something that will help aid proceedings. Casello, just run through the fire and the flames to make sure he's not trapped just in the outskirts of middle. James. Oh, James going to be the one that gets caught. Crisin gives him a taste of his own medicine as he runs through the con smoke.
Will be dealt with though, and then he does a chunk, and then the bullets do more.
Rotate.
Drawn players to A.
Yeah. They're making a really good decision here.
So they will move back over, and oh, he gets the dink, but not the kill. Now they can just scale in. And Jamie can already feel the call coming through the comms despite all that money.
Bomb has been planted.
They're not in a position to make this work.
Can you get the
OG.
AWP connector now?
Yeah, maybe that's the objective. Nice if they could get it. Should be pretty accessible, actually. I'm surprised they aren't trying more proactively to get it.
They might get it after the bomb explodes. Oh, it's here. How did it get there? Don't know. Belchnok has it.
There was a nade that was thrown in.
Oh,
of
yes,
prison,
you're
So I
right.
think that knocked it forward.
So that's why they're not proactively fighting to get it, because they knew they had it the whole time. But a really
Oh,
good
checks
reaction out of
out.
OG. Fast one in towards connector, immediately going towards the B-bomb site. They show PARIVISION how it's done with plays like that.
Well worked round. Goes in with a good punish. We saw he was actually a bit of a master of the connector on the first half, wasn't he? Or from the not finding success there. Oh, that nade didn't do the trick, James. Prison wants this fight, and with adamb getting that one, oh, he looks away. Looks away. And then the swing out, Spruik actually manages to win that fight. And here it is, caught between two different angles. It goes from bad to worse. The trade will come through, but James so low HP. Spam doesn't eventuate. Again, PARIVISION forced to save.
They're forced into the same fight, where they take a different reaction to it by having an additional player in towards short, but it's one of these where OG have now gone for it 2 rounds in a row. Do you actually want to contest it and fight that space? I'm not so sure. You could then take a page out of OG's tactical book where you play a little bit more passive. You say, okay, OG, you can have this space in towards connector. We don't mind. We'll come and fight for it later. Instead, you're giving them chances. And adamb is more than happy to oblige. Double AWP. That's the answer for PARIVISION, apparently. A double AWP setup with Casello Wood in the second.
Okay. Just gonna park up over at B. Allow James to be more flexible. He'll be over at A early, and it's the timing. He's missed that timing. adamb just waiting. Oh, I worry for the longevity of this AWP. At least he gets the shot off and actually stays alive. The AWP firing causes OG to pause a little bit. They had the whole squad ganged up here, ready to pounce.
It's James. It's James. Runs away.
Still this powerful angle from adamb. I feel like that's going to come into play later. He's so patient in that position.
Because you know the AWP was over at B apartment, so now you're just changing the direction of it and you're going faster and towards short instead, which means Casello is probably dead because he's now stuck in the window. Someone's got to clear it, or AW could try and take the contact. Casello finds adamb. So he will be traded initially, but he's at least taken one to the grave with him. AW tries to keep on going, but it's Alostose that's doing all of the damage. James fires off for one. AW tries to force it. Now between Belchnok and James, they're going to try and make this work. Incendiary on the bomb, just denies. And James going all the way around the world.
There's a long journey to go, but it might be made easier by Belchnok finding that kill. Nikitas now in a very untenable position. And Belchnok's left. He's actually going to flank him. Oh, Nikitas, I do not envy you in this position. These CTs.
He just looks at him.
He just looks at him. He just looks at him and he's like, well. What can you do?
Here we go again.
It's just like on Train. How many times has Nicodemus just had his knife out and James just appeared? Like the boogeyman.
What a really great round out of AW. To get those 2 kills, as Dossé was making things interesting. Casello hits one where it hurts, and then Belchanok follows the same fate. James with the trade. James really anticipating these fights. Can't pluck the player out of Palace. But the wide swing out of adamb doesn't help matters. Nikodos goes over the top at stairs. You know Nota was here. And he's somehow alive in amongst all of this. That tries to bait in Casello. But in a blink of an eye, every single kill lights up for OG. They just changed the pace and the dynamic of the round in towards the A bomb site. James can't hold on. And neither can PARIVISION. 11-8, 2 rounds away from our decider.
Yeah, that round was very quick, wasn't it? It looked really good when James starts hitting those shots, but then suddenly OG explode with kills across the board. A few missed opportunities from the PARIVISION riflers. You can see players in their crosshairs, but not kills could they find. They had success over here last time. They want to run it back. Belchanok towards Palace. James wants to make sure he's present to deal with this. You'll find that first kill. Belchanok, tricky angle. Finds a kill with it too. Nice way to find that one. Swing out from Xello. Gets that one. Little disengage. 4 on 2. Found themselves in a good position, but we know OG very capable of fighting their way out of these spots.
And again, just a little shot, the disengage. They leave. So does
Prison off too.
He looks in towards window. AW's in top mid. He goes a little bit wider. Chris is going to have no idea that he's here.
Oh. Hello?
No way. I don't think he saw him. He hears him.
He's going to hear
surely.
him. Yeah, now he's heard him. Prison's running around like a madman. Okay, now you don't need to budge the rest of the players.
They're thinking, where on earth have they gone?
What's going on? AW is just tickling them. Here comes the tickle monster. Okay, he does get his kill eventually. Cruising, good spin around, but spammed out through the box, so nothing further for him to cook up.
Go round out of the A players to leave, and just to make sure that they don't get overwhelmed, very much like in the previous round where OG just tried to force all these fights. PARIVISION just completely leave them alone. And then obviously you got this altercation between AW and Chrisen in mid, but notice the rest of the players, they just don't move. They never peek. They never feel it's necessary. The pressure, it's all on OG to put the bomb down on the site. And they're just so confused why they're not getting kills. That's because last time you did that, you got the kills. This time PARIVISION just say, okay, we can take our foot off the accelerator. Cheeky, tricky angles from Belchanok. I love the Casello through the smoke. After James escapes through the smoke, you swap the AWP for the rifle. It's like a magic trick that OG aren't too big fans of. A 2-round game, but you win this if you're PARIVISION. If you just stop this B rush, there's going to be an eco.
You have your gun out. Okay, the spam from Nota bails out Casello, who was on the line, about to get shot in the back of the head, but now he can just focus on forward, and on that he does fantastic. 2 fall to him, and AW now looks to get involved. Up and over. Okay, it's James that finds that kill. That would have been ridiculous if it was the fall down headshot, but no. It's the AWP, and it's clean. Not a lick of damage inflicted.
And 5 alive, as you say. That's really only going to bolster PARIVISION. Really good bailout. Whoever got that kill in connector, Nota, I think it was at the time, completely bails out that round because Casello would have been stuck in 2 mines. He surely would have been traded. But no. Spam efficient, Glocks only, accompanied by a single Nikodos Deagle. They should be tying things up here, PARIVISION.
there's a player there in your little sandwich. A fly in the sandwich. Pluck that one out, Pelchinok.
Rice in the sandwich.
Sweet rice in your sandwich? Not ideal. I mean, I don't know, maybe that is a thing.
Hello?
Okay. Curious place to find oneself. Oh my goodness. Takes two. All right, trade instant. Oh dear, okay. Guns. At least the orb can't be recovered. In fact, the rifle might be tricky too. I think it's all good, as they've now got them pinned into jungle. The fact they couldn't pick up the weapons makes a big deal. Hello? How is that not calmed? You saw him run over! What are you looking at?
Oh.
And IEW has to save face before they get glocked, and they're about to they got glocked. They got glocked, and OG get map point.
Oh, dearie me.
He crossed through murder hole.
I know. I don't know why they didn't comment. I don't know why no one is looking at window. But fair. Fair enough, Aristose. Speechless. OG. They commit a highway robbery. And for PARIVISION, now the objective is overtime, but they are going to be completely and utterly in disbelief. Yet again, for OG, they're going to try and run back this setup that didn't work previously. It's fast play in towards the B bomb site, and Casello will take the contact after AW gets completely knocked out for 6. Prison's in the back lines, but Nota's ready. This time things are communicated.
I remembered how the microphones work. Nota is ready for Nikodos as well, trying to make the same play. Oh, but Nikodos wins that out. His head looked like it cracked back, but he actually only took 9 damage. Now it's uncomfortable, even though it is the player advantage. AW is such low HP. You're taking the space out and ramp feels nice. Bomb's in the apartment, so Nikodos is just trying to see if he can maybe cause players to root themselves over on A.
Or can he just bring the squad back?
Maybe. Oh no.
Well, Belchok can still win this because of the time.
Is he setting up for the flank though? Yeah, this still feels like it has to be B because there's only 15 seconds.
Yeah, they got to go. So that means that Nikodos is going to be this late game player.
Well, he might
10 seconds. They have 10 seconds. Spook will get rid of Casello. Missed shot out of James. He's denied the bomb. That's it, surely. There's no time. There's no time whatsoever. James also dealt with Nikodos, and he gets rid of Spook afterwards. Spook has got $950. And OG, they let Nikodos cook, and then they burn their whole meal.
You spoiled the broth. Too much salt. He doesn't get to the kitchen in time. Oh, nice last shot from James. The savior of that one, 21 and 12, is James. This has been some crazy Counter-Strike at the end of this map. It's like how train started. Ridiculous rounds.
As soon as they get the kill on the rifler, I think it was Casello on B. I'm like, oh, okay, well, they've just won then. And then James instantly hits the leg, follows up with a USP. They were just a quick scope Nikodos like it's nothing. Absolutely ludicrous stuff on display here at Challenger League. James now holding for the underpass peak. He will fire off a shot. He will escape for free, which is important, and Chris is also now known to be in middle.
Spook luckily gifted Tech 9 to go with his paltry armor.
Oh, that molly missed.
What a mid-space given over. James just running about. There's a boost up into window. Spook be enabled to sit up there. Way to use this pistol player. Hey, looking like the destination.
This could be Aradosse's round again. It's lurk out Palace. The swing in. Oh, Costello takes the contact in between Nota and Belchenok. There's so many players, and they identify the guy in Palace. We need overtime. Absolutely. In fact, yet again, there is, what, 8 damage done in that round. PARIVISION force overtime after winning 4 of these rounds without losing a player.
Yeah, barely any damage inflicted. A lot of them just flawless. Of course, it's fitting that that's how that round goes. OG,
Just to recap, we've had that Aradosse 1v3, where Jame is just on the B bomb site. We've then had Aradosse knife Jame in connector, OG win on Glocks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've had that Nikodos flank play that didn't work, and James somehow able just to kill everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're in overtime. Right.
Good recap.
Thank you.
Of this this game that's taking place. A little technical pause, of course, at this moment as we get ready to jump into OT. Reminder, the loser of this is out. Like this is the lower semi between PARIVISION and OG. Winner goes on to play Zero Tenacity tomorrow. That's in the lower final. It's a long grind in this lower bracket once you fall. That Boom and 9 will be playing it out in the upper final on Saturday. Winner into the grand final on Monday. For that spot, Season 50 Europe Finals. Which is all for that spot at Pro League.
I don't even know who deserves to win this map at the moment.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had carbon copies of some rounds as well, right? Because you've had that repeat where you've got Prison walking through connector. That's exactly what PARIVISION were wanting to do. It didn't quite work out. Now you've got money reset. No financial troubles for Spook anymore. And PARIVISION are going to look to try and close in too. OG looking to try and force this decider of overpass.
Who knows what happens there?
I kind of want overpass now.
Chaos of this map, I think it would be a delight. One that neither team has played a great deal of at all, at least in officials. But to get there first, PARIVISION reset the slate.
Just rotate as well from PARIVISION. 3 players leading over towards the B bomb site. And that feels correct. OG starting to make their way up towards short, which means they've got to try and deal with all of these players. Costello in such a weird angle. Prison wasn't expecting it, but adjusts in time. Belchenok can't grab a kill, but AW will. And between AW and Belchenok, in fact, it's just AW. A triple threat from the bench, and in fact, he'll grab all 4. This lead over towards B, it looked a little bit shaky, and then AW was a solid foundation.
Yeah, when your first bait doesn't work, you then rely on your second baited player, but when that player doesn't work, that's where AW comes through, and that's why you need 3 players on the bomb side, because the first 2 not able to find their mark. It looked panicky. The first player just falls without a single thing. The trade can't come. Then AW, off the distractions offered up by his teammates, provides a massive quad kill. Big moment for him to step up. PARIVISION step into the lead. Up in here in a minute. Great call from James to go for that stack as well. I mean, all he had was a bit of sound cues in middle, a smoke that no one had walked through, no contact elsewhere on A, and he just feels, all right, guys, I got this.
He was bang on. Noto was expected top mid smoke. That doesn't come in. So James has got a lot of control here. He doesn't get a kill. At least there's info. Yeah, again, OG skating really quick in towards connector. James this time will get out alive.
Spotted off these short players too. The spam comes through, but Spook gets the kill and continues to scale quickly. AW undetected, playing trigger discipline, waiting to see how many he can get, but it's only one. Big kill from Spook coming through. James can't quite spot the cross, so Bomb looking like it's allowed to go down. Belchnock removes the lurk, but there's another lurk. Lurk's on lurk, and James is just not in the position. Surely someone's going to spot him. Yeah, it's Spook that does it, so OG bounce back.
And they just run a different round where they drop actually a really deep short smoke. They've still got the connector one in play. They just burst through it. They make it really difficult and unnerving. They almost entice PARIVISION to come and have a look at short. And then as soon as they back off because of the contacts, that's all what PARIVISION been doing all game. They just swing. They just take the fight directly. They completely catch Belchnock off guard. And now you've done 2 rounds of mid to B. How about a mid to A? Oh, they're doing it again. They're just going to walk through the smokes again. Belchnock's going to have no idea. And yet again, Chris is finding this opener. Belchnock swings, but he gets sideswiped. And then James can't do anything about it. Casella will at least chime in with 2 kills. But he's dropped his gun in order to try and pick up a different one. AW is caught in the murder hole by Nikados. Hasn't fallen yet, but his time short-lived. And that means that it all falls onto Casella to try and get this ace. They know exactly where he is. I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Quick jump up into jungle, but Nikados has already relocated over towards CT. With time becoming more and more a burden. There's a smoke, there's a kit. He could try and hop on the defuse, but that is the worst case scenario. No one peeking, and now just no more time. OG. They'll take the lion's shares of rounds in our first half of overtime.
Yeah, it's lovely. Contact play up. Completely caught off Krisen. Back to his old ways of lurking through middle and getting that pick consistently. Been really solid at that. Top of the board for OG. PARIVISION caught off guard by the pacier plays in back-to-back rounds, just different destinations and different forms of it, but same outcome. They take the lead. PARIVISION's T side is a little flat.
I mean, so is OG's, right? They're both 8-4 halves, so the fact that they get 2 in overtime is amazing. That feels like it's now destined to be set up for this third map.
Think so.
He's just having a stroll in underpass with the AWP.
Yeah, he has no one by his side. Just took that spawn to fight B, and he's like, well, we want to split A, don't we, guys?
Want to go through connector again, don't we, guys? Into Krisen.
Krisen, he's no good at holding this connector. He's only won that fight every round, but not this round. This is the round we get him.
Adamb is such a good spot just to shut all this down. Tucked in sandwich. That's where Arostos did his dirty work. You have got a player on ticket that needs to be a little bit careful. Arostos also got a double AWP. Noto just doesn't clear the angle. Why not? And now Spook, you imagine he's going to get the trade on Jane, but AW and Casella have also found kills out A. So despite all our attention being focused over towards middle, it is a 3v2. Great incendiary to force the fight. Spook wants to take it, but Casella denies. And Arostos, not known to be an AWP player, now wields one for a 1v3.
Cops that nade straight to the head as well, and so difficult for him to find these fights. Now they know he's fired off that scoped gun. How do you possibly isolate these? You know that swing's coming. First one not even required. Great success on his A bomb side. All the distraction in middle. Kristen again wins out that fight. James somehow getting the trade before he goes down, but it's all a ruse. EW finding another big impact round.
Oh, okay. Okay, good entry in then by PARIVISION. I just looked at the replay. So they mollied out adamb out of sandwich so he couldn't really deal with the Palace players. And then they just triple swing him when he's running out into the open.
They'll do it.
Yeah, I like this change of pace here from OG. Flashbangs. Oh, no to dodges. Spook, head ripped off. Krisen wants to try and trade, but can't really manage it. And now he's whiskers away from death, has to his Nota. And all in the meanwhile, PARIVISION haven't moved.
Yeah, you think, okay, maybe they can take space elsewhere. Nota goes back in, off that disengage. So, big maneuver to make. Might have a chance to catch a player off guard here. Back turned. Oh, and the shot misses. How is he still alive? Nota almost takes down 3 players all by his lonesome. And PARIVISION, they've remembered how to play the T side. Hit adamb's feet. Firing a ghost tagged by that AWP. They might just find themselves on serious point. Yeah, it's a disengage. They want to keep these guns.
Nota's in apps. Nota is flanking them in the B apartment.
You're not
started
saving
this round, and now he looks to finish it. Oh, but adamb's accounting for it. That is ridiculous. And now they will hold on to these weapons, you feel. But PARIVISION are up to series point again. And that is a big find if they can walk away with this AWP. PARIVISION are really trying to deny them. Aristose.
What? Okay. Come on.
He was full blind by his teammate.
No,
and then he gets spammed out. Oh dear.
Oh no. Both those kills were BS. What? He's just running and gunning.
He was full blind by his teammate.
That's a last second spam. Oh my god. Actually, you know what? It's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's a couple of players that go without util, but I thought it was going to be worse. Still the op.
And now you've had so many players just pouring out of ramp. Now you're going to have everyone else going out of connector. Oh, shame. Oh, Belchnock catches Spook. Belchnock is just opening up this A bomb site. Krisen is now stuck cowering in the corner. The molly doesn't really work, but there is that trade. 4 versus 2. Aristose will find one back. But as AW sticks in the bomb, it has to be a retake effort from the AWP and the new Portuguese superstar.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be really tough. They do have a smoke they can put on that bomb. Nicolas has the kit. But it's how you get enabled. At the very least, PARIVISION have a very passive setup, but OG don't know this. They're burning so much time off the clock because they have to respect the space that PARIVISION could occupy. We hit that halfway mark. Smoke needs to go into that bomb ASAP. And then somehow Nicolas needs to get over and hit that defuse. Bomb not being stuck. Oh, there's a HE. That's going to expose the whole situation. And it's all done. PARIVISION will eliminate OG. A 2-0 victory to stay alive in the lower bracket in the most outrageous of fashions.
You got to feel for OG. You've really, really got to feel for OG in this matchup because there were so many moments where they should have